engulf through that order. I don't think we're going to go higher. If we sell really hard at the open, look for the retest of 22,200 and look for the seller to re-engage. If you do, you could short there. You could still probably run your stop all the way above high of day and still hit target because, ATR low is way down there. And here's that value gap area that we have marked already that we ran into yesterday. Right. So if all we do is go back to that value area, that would just be a move right to our S4 today. Right. So if we open under R3, I'd look for 3 to S4. And if it opens where it is now, I would either let it sell under and then retest, or because we see buying come in, we might want to let this thing run, run out of stop sign and not get in its way. Just watch the volume, watch the bubbles. Don't underestimate this market's ability to buy. I was watching Wicked last night, so I've got like Wicked music stuck in my head. So
You need to watch that.
I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. There was this weird thing that happened where a lot of people were kind of like criticizing it, like this part at the end where like Arcade grows like 4 times, and I'm like, dude, have any of you watched Avengers? Are we really going to be worried about a little bit of like fictional liberty being taken on a lady who's flying on a magical broom? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, people. This is about whimsy. You know what I mean? This is about not worrying about the laws of physics in this particular moment. I mean, she literally can turn monkeys into animals that fly. Right? So it's pretty much. So, but I thought it was very I always forget her name, Cynthia Erivo, I always kill her last name. What a talent! I mean, oh my God, what a fantastic singer and great.
It's a 2-part, right?
Right, yeah. So far, I've seen Wicked on Broadway, so I already know what parts. But basically, what we're at right now is intermission. So the first one is up through intermission. The second one will be intermission to close.
Yeah, I have seen it too. Actually, I read the book like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go see it, but it never came to St. Louis when I lived there. And then finally, it came here to Denver Christian and we saw it a few years ago.
When did you read the original book? The original Wicked book? That's cool. I've read that too. I actually read that to my son, and I was like, oh man, this book is way more aggressive than I thought it was going to be. But it was cool. I was huge into the Chronicles of Oz, basically, which most people who saw Wizard of Oz didn't realize it was part of the Chronicles. There's the story of the wizard.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a whole there. I mean, there's the story of the lion, the scarecrow, the 10 those are all people. When you watch Wicked, there's characters that you're meeting in Wicked that you're actually meeting the scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the lion. They're all there. You just don't know. It's all later. Yeah. So, but there's also an Oz. See, there's a Oz after too. They call it the Return to Oz. which was a really there was actually a movie that they made, Return to Oz, and I think it came out in the 90s, and it was epic, amazing. Probably one of the coolest movies. There's these guys that roll around. They call them wheelers. It's these guys are going around on all fours. And they have wheels on and on and hands, and they wheel around chasing people and stuff. I mean, it's super retro 80s and 90s. Who else would put people on? It's just like roller skates and like blades were coming out. I mean, that's what everyone was into. But it was such a well
What's it called?
I think it was just the Return to Oz.
Because I even love the Wiz.
Oh yeah, with
And I watched, what was that movie they came out with? They were trying to do like
yeah.
a
So
prequel where they talked about the Wizard of Oz.
this is it right here. It's the Return to Oz. The cast people you'll see in it will blow your mind. Like this girl you've probably seen in all kinds of movies, right? But in the Return to Oz, she was this girl. She was just I forget her name. But that's like she was in like The Water Boy. She was like in lots of different movies. Some more things and stuff like that. But like Ray Donovan was in that movie a long time ago. I mean, like all these anyway. So
Yeah,
all
I
these
have
different
seen
Jay
this.
Pfeiffer,
Look at
Matt
the
Clark.
pictures. I remember this.
Yeah, you probably saw it. 85. It was 85 that came out. Dang, I thought it came out in the 90s. A dark fantasy film based on the Oz novels.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I can't remember that much about it. You're talking about though people on.
Starts off by having to like oil them and stuff like that to get them working. Almost the same exact story arc in that part, which is really cool. They threw it back. It's a good movie. I'm definitely gonna have this. I think I own it. But I don't think I own a VHS player anymore.
They do still have one.
No, I do. It's in my closet. I have a small like crate with like I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 VHSs in it that are all from all my favorite movies from when I was a kid.
Antiques now.
Yeah, good stuff though.
Or did you watch Wicked with your kids?
I did for sure.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Allie didn't stay by. JD liked it a lot. He thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Is it a musical by any chance?
Uh-huh. Very much
Okay.
so. It's
Okay,
it's
so-
only like nine out of 10 words are sung, not spoken.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm typically not super into
Yeah.
musicals.
This one's got a couple moments in it too, because they have I always forget her name. Or Ariana Grande plays
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Glinda.
Right.
But it hilariously, because in the novels, Galinda is represented as a narcissist, and Ariana Grande represents that role well. Like one of the first lines is everybody happy to see me today? And everyone's like, yay! And she's just smiling and flipping her hair around.
Oh, that's so
That's
funny.
It's hilarious. So, but it goes through the whole story arc of, because a lot of people don't know that Galinda, which her name is Glinda, but there's a reason why her name is actually Galinda, and it goes to Glinda, and there's a reason why, which I won't spoil.
Okay.
But Glinda and the Elphaba, which is the name of the Wicked Witch of the West, were best friends in school. So it kind of
Right,
goes
okay.
through that part of the story arc of this very interesting dynamic that's made the two of them. So
Okay,
it's
cool.
it's definitely worth seeing, even if you're not totally into musicals. The singing's fantastic. So I mean,
The costumes and everything.
Yeah, they're you're gonna like. It's got as good of a shot as any. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I don't.
Actually,
Oh yeah.
I have them on. I actually listen to like music, but not fiction. I have to
I'll
have
send this to the album.
albums while I'm like working.
Okay.
I
She's a singer.
Oh, we'll
I
see.
need to catch up on my musicals like Hamilton. I want to go see Hamilton.
If you ever get bored, Broadway HD. It's like $15 a month. It's a subscription service. You can put it on your smart TV, and you can watch 9 out of 10 of all the most popular musicals. They're all available on there. You can watch anytime you want. Hamilton is great. If you want to watch Hamilton, as long as it's on Disney. The best version that you're going to see is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I know. I decided, do I want to just watch it there with that one, or do I want to actually try to go see it live and watch it first?
Seeing it live would be
great, obviously, but you know, one of my favorite characters actually
is the guy who he plays the king on the Disney Plus version or on the original Broadway. But he's also the voice of Olaf in Frozen. In Frozen. So it's pretty funny like, hearing him go out there. He's doing this whole like thing. I'm like, oh my god, this is cool.
And then, because every year my Christmas tradition is to I go see a Christmas Carol live every year, or every year that I can. So I've seen that probably at least 15 times or more. Yeah, Chrissy actually enjoys it too. She goes with me now. And I couldn't go this last time because I had COVID, but I got tickets in her, and it's just me and her along with her.
The bug was not being next to you for Christmas.
No, I wasn't able to see it. Still, we go to Fogo de Chao. That's our new add-on to the tradition. We go to Fogo de Chao either before or after and eat salty meats.
Come on, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Fogo de Chao?
Dude, that's the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Good, right? We also got a place around here too. That's a new Brazilian steakhouse. I'm trying to remember its name. It's very similar. But it's like I've been like really loving those places. It's like you can go get your protein on pretty easy. Like just give me that giant piece of meat over there. Let's
Well,
go.
for the price too, you know, you're getting
Yeah.
like good food for like $65, and it's like a buffet style. You know, you go to like Eddie V's or like a Smith and Walensky, you're spending like $300. You know, it's something totally different. But like Fogo, that's the spot. We got one down in Houston, and it is amazing.
Mhm.
There's another Brazilian steak restaurant down in Colorado Springs. It's by a different name, like Rio de Brazil or something like that, and it's really good too. I've never been to like a bad Brazilian steak
I was
restaurant.
gonna say, I feel like this is like one of those things. Like I don't think it's like going to a hibachi. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know if I've been to like you know Kobe. You know, I don't know if I've been to a bad hibachi. Like I've been to ones that are better than others. But I don't know if I've been. I'm gonna go grab some real quick here.
We just had a sweep.
Some Sony just hit.
Yeah.
Good. Get that price down under R3 before the open where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, Mark, I've noticed like a lot, 5 minutes going into the open, you get a lot of these sweeps and these just moves. It's like almost like it's just trying to get into a position. And some stocks will do it and some won't. Sometimes the futures will do it, sometimes they won't. But yeah, I've been seeing this a lot more, like the last 5 minutes of the before the open. It's almost like, yeah, they're trying to get something into position or doing something.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is manipulation. It's spineless.
Let's go shake some people out. Go give them the entry.
Like look at Apple controls 247 down below 246 now.
Yeah, all the smart people who are getting it in the pre-market, and we're doing all. Let's go, just go ahead and get them out and do that. They'll mess with them.
Now the book's kind of dark, man, to accept lower. And it's still that one up 2250.
Yeah, liquidity got pulled from 23 300 or 22 300.
Look at that.
All right, hopefully we'll see what happens at the open.
Second.
Andrew got a haircut.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's sharp. Got like,
Oh yeah, it looks clean.
got his ears lowered.
Dingle.
In the middle of shit.
Whee! Target hit. I shorted right at the open. I just hit I didn't think it was going to go back up through R3, so I just hit short right at the open on NQ.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Boom sauce.
Okay, let's see what happens at the bottom of the value for ES yesterday at 61.12. Okay, there's the hold at M period low right there. Let's see if we get a little push. That'd be fair value right there. Okay, let's continue where we were. You're gonna push or not?
Whee! Goodbye. Well,
Look at NQ fall.
it's a tough
Yeah,
job.
let's
If somebody's
hold
gonna
it.
do
No,
it.
that's really interesting. Look at what's going on here on ES. Lord.
Yeah. ES never made it up to R3. So I think we could easily squeeze Qs all the way back to R3, let ES go all the way to R3, and trap everyone who got short aggressively here. Screw with them, then resell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on my line for it is just under R3 at 61.48.
Because in Q, like Nvidia didn't get into the right spot either. Like none of these tickers are in the right spot for a sell right now. So I would not be surprised to see them squeeze. Are you AMD? Oh, I like AMD maybe right here. The order book actually looks a little bearish. Going.
ES is right down in the middle of yesterday's value. Good friggin' luck. No actionable items.
We're pulling back to our bearish FVGs right now on NQ. So this is where if a seller is going to re-engage, it should be right here. If a buyer buys premium here, like give it a second because they might try and squeeze it all the way back to R3 again.
I mean, the likelihood after that bounce yesterday was kind of a early distribution. Yeah, then fails like a double distribution day. High and
Yeah, double distribution day. That sounds right.
that's what my bet would be.
And he's trying to fish a buyer right here. They're right above the CP. And then they're trying to fish a buyer off the CP here. All right, there they go. Someone's trying to buy premium right now. Let's see what happens. This will be kind of the moment of truth. Seller. All right, now let's see what happens on this candle when they reoffer to the sell side. Do we find a seller there that drives it down again? Or do they buy premium? Seller. AMD's at an interesting spot right now. They're tearing in some orders to the downside too. Seller off that premium offering, Mark. They reoffer premium seller off that premium offering. 22,170 on NQ. Found a seller big time.
I'm just really liking where we rejected in the pre-market on NQ. And we couldn't get
If we start the bid here, we're gonna go hit. We'll go hit 22,120 probably. All right, we're driving.
We completely said no to 22, 230 this morning, 230, 240.
There it is. I re-shorted on that pullback. I got in again.
I didn't get any of the NQ yesterday, so I took it today.
Come on, yeah. Target. Ha! I'm running my targets right above the frickin' highs right now. And
How many ticks were you?
I used the Spiros hotkey and I threw it right above the 22,170 650 was where my stop was. So my 4-1 came in at 22, like a little under 22, 120. Freaking tight.
Where do you get these keys?
Spiros. So it's instead of using a bracket, it's like using a fixed risk hotkey, like kind of on DOS. I don't know if Spiros is in here right now. Yeah, he is, but he might not be listening. But if you can throw Spiros a DM and say can if I offer you gold and my firstborn child, would you please give me access to your cool hotkeys? Here, let me show you how they work real quick. I'll load in the sim and I'll just do one for you just so you can see it. So like, let's say I wanted to long right now, right? And I'm going to long the low of this right here. I can go, let me pull my, you can pull this over right here. And, you know, so it's got this management here in the settings. You can set your max risk and your max number of contracts. So you go here and you just go long. And then let's say I want it right here. I can just hit like, oh, I hate doing that because I don't like that. Let's say I'm doing a continuation short. I'm going to stick it right above this FBG. Right, so it hits, oh, why didn't it do that? It normally throws, oh, it's because I hit long. Crap.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Hold on.
Hey, Thor.
Close. All right. So let's try that again. Short. Hit right here. There. So it could take 4 contracts at that level, right? Because that, but so like if I'd have hit it right above the candle, it would have taken probably like 6 or 7 contracts. So, and then, so once you hit it, you can go over to here and then you can hit 4R and it'll put in your target on where 4 is, R is off of your dealio.
Who do I send the ping to?
His name is, he's in here. His name is Spiros, Spiros.
Hey, Thor, 2 things. One is we are testing value high from yesterday, the CP. We're just testing it so we can long here. Very dangerous place. You're at 50%. We've fallen 2 days, but this was value high from yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm talking NQ. So anybody doing anything here is a 50-50.
A lot of our tickers are in selling ranges right now. So in order for the NQ to rally, we would need AMD, Nvidia, and some of these other tickers to basically rally into breakouts. And I don't think I'm seeing that happening on those right now. So AMD, if anything, looks like it's about to go short at R3.
Hey, Thor, take a look at the chat in this mentoring channel. Look what I posted.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Even before the open. I mean, come on. 3 entries. 2230 to 2240. 2218 to 2240.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that big transaction sitting up there.
Yeah.
That's almost 1,000 contracts at the high, at the range, at 22,280 at the close of day before yesterday. If you're not watching that and understanding that somebody big made a huge decision, I can't help.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of like, this is just what's up. Well, I mean, that's the thing. That's a good thing is as everyone's kind of getting grasps on this, you know, it's, I kind of explain it, you know, there's 2 ways to get involved in performance, right? You can actually, like, and I like to think of it as like race. I think like being a race car is like kind of like drivers, like the best, you know, some of us are race car drivers. Some of us are like race car mechanics. You know what I mean? Everyone gets to have fun. Everyone gets to go to the big show and everyone's on the winning team. It's just we have different ways of getting there. And I'm not really much of a race car driver, and what we're kind of showing everybody is the mechanics. You know what I mean? You can actually see where the buys and the sells are coming from and how they're happening. You know what I mean? And then react to what you are seeing. It's not a guessing game per se. The guessing part is how far will it go? You know, that part you don't know. Right, but you should, within reason, have an idea of, is this a short here or is this a long here based on the price action you're observing through VPA and the order book. Right, so and if those things are all together, then rock and roll. AMD R3 finding a seller. If the market makes another leg down, I could see AMD going. I just wish the book was more developed to the downside.
Or would you have looked at NVIDIA? It didn't quite get to R4, but it threw a ISO pivot at R3 with the volume.
It's
Or would you just
nice.
kind of
I like NVIDIA. I would have liked it to have been closer to R4, but if anything, NVIDIA may be an S3 buy.
Yeah.
I normally don't like the S3 buys if it sweeps first, because that generically they do that if they're going to sell. So this is one of those ones. I hate it when this happens on these because it's a really clean entry signal.
Yeah,
Like
I
if you
saw-
had taken it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't give you a hard time. But if it loses, I'm going to remind you why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I
like
didn't take
it's
it.
like
I
one of
saw
those.
it late, and I was maybe looking at it for like a retest, or I'm still waiting. Maybe
Yeah.
it comes with R4 and throws something again. But I was like, damn, that looks like a good ISO pivot with volume.
Yeah, I mean now, if anything, I think it would be more likely to keep selling, you know, and if it did go to R4 at this point, you'd have to break high of day in order to do that grab, and that just kind of feels a little sketchy. Oh, look at the order book on that thing though, institutionally. Good Lord. They just don't have buy volume. So even though institutionally this ticker is incredibly bullish, like no one really wants to buy lower. Everyone wants to sell higher. But you know, I have this analogy I've thrown out a couple times. It's been a while since I've talked about it, which is how do you know when buying a house in a neighborhood is a bad idea? You know it's a bad idea when you go into that neighborhood and there's like 400 for sale signs in that neighborhood, right? And what it means is that neighborhood's at value, right? So or it's at premium right now. So if you buy, you're gonna buy premium, right? So your value's probably gonna drop at some point while you're in the house. Ideally, you want to go into a neighborhood where no houses are for sale, right? Because this lets you know that people are in these houses, they think they're worth more. They're only going to be willing to sell if the prices go up further than this. You know what I mean? And it looks, it works good. So this is kind of one of those moments where although everyone wants to sell higher, the CBD is blood red, right? So it's like, I don't care if you want to sell up here. Nobody wants to buy it up there. So which will likely create very choppy price action, right? Because you're in a selling range. Right. Well, you're teetering on the edge of a range. Right now, you're actually just above the selling range.
That would have been the entry.
Here comes the squeeze on it.
Stop at Bach. I mean, there's nothing definitive on the book right now for NQ. Nothing. Balance. Although
It's a wide range.
I'm seeing a reasonable order back at low a day. And still some back up.
We've got another leg down still.
No.
I thought I'm short AMD. Do you think it's a good idea?
Yeah,
I do think it's a good idea.
we're basically stuck between where value was set yesterday and where value was set the day before.
I wish our order book was a little bit more laddered to the downside, just showing that we were ready. But all in all, it's the right spot. We're definitely not finding buying that's moving the price. We're just not finding selling that's moving the price either. But this is I don't know if we've found our initiative seller yet. You know what I mean? One of the things I'm looking for often is, where is my initiative buyer? Where is my initiative seller? You know what I mean? At the open, we had a really large sell that was absorbed by a buy by the market makers. And then we had a really high candle that wicked up and kind of set premium a little higher than I would expect, but that volume was really weak. So I really don't see us going up through that. It doesn't look like we're going to generate enough buying to go buy premium. Here we're reoffering R3 again. I want to see if a seller that moves the price comes back in here at R3 again.
Hi, Thor. Good morning.
Hey, morning.
I have a question from AMD we are talking about. So right now we're seeing so many ask in the top side. There's lots of ask on the top side, and the lower side is very less, as compared to top. So we have less volume. So as we know that we need volume to go higher. So that means we can predict that we don't have volume. So it's gonna be job, or it's more likely we're gonna drop down to get more buyer engaged.
So right now, when we offer premium to the buyers, our price does not go up. When we offer premium to the sellers, the price drops. So I feel like my read on this is that we're going to sell. And we're in a lower range under R3. So for me, I would be looking at an R3 short right now.
Okay.
There goes the ES. The ES just started selling. I knew there was another leg on the ES because we haven't gotten to S4 yet. So I think the problem is we have news coming up soon, and I think we're having trouble bringing in participants with news still pending. But the market's having no trouble selling. AMDs, I think AMDs. I mean, we're kind of mid-ranged right now on AMD on the daily. I definitely think we could sell back down. We've had lots of topside wicks. We definitely have a big seller here, and it's right off of this previous discount area. There it goes. Nice.
Oh, we did it.
So I'm showing, I'm broadcasting value, if you want to see on a value based in profile.
Excellent.
Just when the news came and squeezed me up a little bit, just almost against about, then still again.
Yeah, I had a it's like I said, they're reoffering anytime. So I kind of, when I look at this, I kind of think about you can tell it's indecisive, right? Because there's topside wicks and there's downside wicks, right? There's not a lot of engulfings that just stay down, right? So this ticker's definitely choppy right now and indecisive. Which is pretty, I mean, even look at the daily. This ticker actually kind of sucks. Actually, now that I'm looking at the daily, this daily kind of stinks. So, I might have to think about that. If this continues, we'll see how this trade goes. I might become less interested in this ticker if this becomes more of a regular thing. Sometimes, our tickers go through life cycles as they go in and out of popularity, and it's really interesting to observe. But it happens very often. It's quite interesting. But it's happened with, the Mag 7 has stayed true much longer than expected. But yeah, we'll have to see how all that goes. Look at that, coming back up again.
Okay, we on the ES, we touched value low from yesterday at 61.12. Do we hold here or do we test lower?
NQ hasn't made it to S4 yet. So, I mean, NQ certainly has downside. But I'm looking for my initiative buyer if we're gonna find one. But we have news coming out in 7 minutes, so we may want to hang off on getting involved in the market for at least a few minutes. What a squeeze on AMD. Jeez, oh.
Okay, we were well within value yesterday. Okay, we've done the move. We said no here, we're testing value. We might do that next leg down like we were talking about yesterday, you know. Because
AMD's order book's too bullish.
we have a weak
Damn
ass low and a TPO POC at 6,100. That's that's going to get busted here in the next day or two.
He sold premium there on ES. Wow.
They took me out short. They took me
I lost my AMD short.
Me
I was
too.
up about half of that. What a crapshoot that was. All right. Rude.
Now they're gonna tank it.
I guarantee it.
Now they're about to plummet that move up so that they could freaking send it down.
So did anybody get in NQ in the pre-market?
I did.
Yeah, I did. That's where I hit my target off of.
I already taken my contract. I've already taken my contract.
On my first one, I hit two. One of them was a cheeky ass short afterwards.
So I was gonna go remarket, but I still keep holding myself like the market holding.
If you were
So-
here,
I was gonna go around like 2220, and I'm gonna split my stop above like the pre-market high, and I just hesitate. So like I get in after the market open.
people were tracking at the close all the contracts that went off at the end of the day.
We still haven't fished a buyer yet. That pullback was weak as crap. I think we're still going to leg lower on the market. Don't start bottoming yet. It's not ready. Wait for the news to come out in 5 minutes, and then we can screw around. Maybe the news will drive this thing. Will drive this thing down. Weak sauce.
AMD's been trading really weird after there was an announcement a few days ago that one of the executive vice presidents bought like, I don't know, 40,000 shares or something. It was the first time that there's been an insider buy AMD since like this big sell-off happened.
Interesting.
So ever since that day, that was that big volume day. If you can go back and look at the volume profile on the daily, you'll see it. And ever since then, it's been doing.
Oh yeah, I see it.
On the chart.
Happened on the 5th. All right, we just found we might be finding a buyer here. didn't quite get as low as I wanted the market to get. No, never mind. That volume was too weak. It's still not initiative. They're gonna try and trap buyers on the low end here and then flush down to S4.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order canceled. Order submitted. Order filled.
Hey, Thor.
Hey,
Trying to hold on, but I have to sell early.
you think I can do it?
I'm trying, dude. It's so hard. Hey, I have a request. When you guys
What you got?
and stuff, could you balance it out, like, for instance, with those musicals? Could you like do some Rambo maybe to balance that out so it's trailer people understand? Oh,
It's too late. This is
sophisticated, you know?
News out.
Oh.
Say that again.
Oh,
What
you
can I
guys are
do?
talking about musicals and sophistication and all that.
Expendables are always fun.
But yeah, how does he get that ripped at that age?
Drugs.
Testosterone injections. Fucking horse tranquilizers.
good eyes.
Roids.
He's got a big face in his old age.
That's the roid head.
This one.
Anybody want to stab AMD in the throat with an ice pick right now? Does that make you feel better? If I take it like I didn't say like, hey, does anyone want to dance a pirouette while singing an opera right now on
It
AMD?
did. It made me feel more valued.
I feel heard. I feel heard right now.
I feel better. I don't look unconfident.
I feel like I'm heard.
I got a funny story. Well,
I like it. I'll take it.
I was out drinking last night with a guy, and he offered me a crazy amount of money to work for him. Like more than I ever made in my life. And I made a lot of money. And all I could think about was, you know, I might have to go up day trading.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I turned him down.
It's, you know, I actually had a weird offer not that long ago from a guy he's linked in with some institutional traders, and he asked me if I was interested in becoming an institutional trader. And he's like it's a great gig, man. He's like you make like crazy. So that's kind of one of the reasons I know a bit about like what they make and how that all works now, is because I had this dude talking to me about it. And I was like, man, I'm kind of, you know, and he kind of explained it to me. But then I thought about, like, I'd have to move to New York, and then B, I thought about giving up my my freedom. You know what I mean? My ability just to do
Yeah.
whatever I want, like having a day job, waking up in the morning, and I was like, I'm like, I don't think the security's worth it. You know what I mean? I was like, because it's going to provide you this great security. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I want your great security. Like, I just don't think it's worth it to me. And I was like, man, that's wild.
Yeah.
Never thought I was going to have that, like, thought before.
Yeah, it was. I set up programs for apartment flooring, and I'm really good at it. So, you know, he wanted me to do that for him. I just don't have the desire. I'd rather just sit here and do this. Talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get money while you're hanging out with your buddies playing online gambling machines.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I really do need like a kind of a situation. That'd be amazing. I'm seeing if we fish out a buyer here on NQ or if we flush.
Let's take a stupid.
Moment of truth.
So if I hit this last trade, I'll have three $3,000 days in a row. That's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, compared to where it came from.
I'm trying to think. That's fucking awesome. 3K, dude.
You did it.
Nine. That's 9K in this swing.
Yeah, it's all in trades out.
Not bad. Not bad.
Well, considering that 22,000 I lost at the beginning of the month, that's pretty good.
Right? You're like, this is nice. Well, I mean, the thing is like, it's just the perspective on the whole thing about just it's what the real success about it all is just the way in which you are accomplishing it. You know what I mean? I think that's really what should be celebrated. The money's quite good, obviously, but your methodology in which you are obtaining the money is what is really quite spectacular. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to looking through it.
I mean, I know I don't trade the same way as you all, but I still use
Yeah,
DPA.
not as perfectly.
It works.
Someday. Talking. Oh, here, I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back. You get a drink on parched.
I came back like around 4 months or so here, and I was doing SEM, and I was doing good with SEM, I was doing good with the holding, but it's a long time you've been in SEM, you feel like you lose interest, and you start like, develop the bad habits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I got my self-funded account, and I invest my combined, and now it's like, wasn't it? Like I'm now like I'm trading with the Espresso account, because any money I make now, like I can, that's my money.
Yeah.
So the holding thing is just like a little tricky.
I really struggle with it.
Yeah, that's it.
We just ES and NQ just fished out a buyer. I'm not 100% sure if this is the short-term bottom or our swing low, but it's got some decent feels to it. We had really big stopping volume just after the news hit at 10 o'clock. We then tried to sell lower. Our volume kind of dropped, and we got truncated candles on our sell side, and then we just got a buyer. We just retested fair value on it and started moving higher. So this is, I mean, right off of S4 on ES, it's a great spot for a buy on a wide range. So it looks pretty good. We got down here before 10:30 too. We got here fast enough for this to work. We could get a full rally today off of this news. Remember, I was saying we could S4 to R4 today. If the news came out positive and the market likes it, I didn't even really look at what it was or like what came out or.
So NQ just like bounce back, just with the S3.
Yeah.
By way.
NQ didn't quite make it to S4, but ES made it right to S4 perfectly. So the question will be now is, does NQ just go ahead and bounce from S3, which it easily can do, right? This is when these often can do this. They're both in lower ranges. One bounces off of S4, one bounces off of S3. And you have to remember that NQ moves a lot further, a lot faster. So what'll happen is you'll go from S4 to like R3 on ES, while NQ goes from S3 out through R4 or something like that. So, but the other thing that can happen, which is annoying, is sometimes that was a little re-offer there on AMD. Sometimes what happens is we come back and it'll just chop and wait. Like ES will just get stuck here, eating for a long time, and then NQ will have to sell back down to get into position.
So if I look at the order book and S3 is like around 2050, and the order book is clean. So exactly, and there's no big order at the S3 for NQ. When they bounce like right, exactly.
Bam. So far, our volume has been pretty low on the buy side as we buy, which makes me think that the reason we're stalling right now is shorts are covering. Like we're not really necessarily like finding active initiative buyers yet. We're just kind of finding shorts that have made enough money they're covering. If that's the case, we could still leg lower. This is a wide range, so I am not expecting to do that. But you could do it.
Okay, let's go see if we bust yesterday's low on the ES right now, because that was a weak ass low.
So that was they went down to the where they bought what like 6105. They found a buyer right there. They didn't even have to get all the way back down to low of day. So maybe we are finding a bounce point here.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
It's pretty nice. We just need volume. We still haven't had our initiative buyer yet. I want to see a bow. You know, where's my big boom? Like, where's my buyer at? Bring it. My short covering out. My initial buyer coming in.
Right, and if they do too much, then we push again, but that's weak. That's really weak.
It's weak in general, actually. Like the buyer's weak right now, the seller's weak right now. It's indecisive, but there's a little buying.
Well, TPO, POC, and everything else sitting above 16, so.
If we can, we're still waiting for the 50 to get down here too. So most of our institutions, you know, we'll probably need to, if we crack 6120 to the top side, I would expect to see institutional covering from whoever shorted earlier in the day. And that should bring in quite a bit of volume. But right now we haven't gotten back to the 50 and we haven't cracked that yet. So we're fishing right now. We're still looking for that buyer, whoever's willing to cover or buy. But we don't have the volume yet for it. We had some stopping volume when the news came out at 6:01. Really nice volume. Biggest volume we've had all day. So right into S4. So I mean, it looks good. The question is, are they going to sweep it first? Or is that it? Or are they going to go down and test it?
So did you get out your trade last night from yesterday? I'm sorry.
Say that again.
Did you get out from your trade from
The AMD
yesterday?
one?
No.
Oh, from yesterday.
Yeah, like the one you've been holding for over 6 hours or something.
Oh no, yeah, I got the Intel one. I got filled.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh, you got filled. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it took a while, but it got there.
The whole day.
But I mean, it really, it's kind of wild. I mean, that's quite the reversal. But it really looked, it fit. So it was really nice. So it was really cool. But it was wild. It came all the way back to here. I was just like, yep, that's Intel for you. Freaking, I remember every time I've tried to trade this thing, it has just been a brutal, slow grind. And I might just be done for a little while. I don't really see anything I'm loving right now.
Is it me or is the price action terrible?
I had a feeling coming in today. I had 3 awesome days. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I had a feeling today's price action, and I actually had a really nice day today. I hit 2 shorts, so on the market as we fell down. So it was but the equity right now are garbage. I took a stop on AMD, so and then I took a stop on AMD and I reshorted AMD off of the R4 when it hit up at R4. So, and the price action on it sucked so much, I just went ahead and cut the position. So I captured like 1.5R on it, so which puts me at a half R on AMD total and just done. So I'm just like, I don't even want to make money on this ticker today. It sucks. And I was looking at the daily chart, and the more I looked at the daily chart, the more I was like, oh my God, this ticker's horrible right now. Why am I trading AMD? So I think I might actually take AMD off my watch list, unless something otherwise brings it in to focus, like Mag 7, like just remove it entirely from my default. I keep a default watch list here, and of everything I'm kind of liking right now. I don't know why that's there. So then in the mornings when I scan through and I'll see stuff, I just go like this and I'll just right click and say add it to Thor's list and I'll watch it. So it's works pretty well. Netflix was an R3 short. Dang, should have watched Netflix. That would have been a good one. Tagged it right there. Wow. Amazon freaking trending breakdown. Look at the back test on that thing. Wow. All right, we're coming back down to the low side of where the ES hit that bottom. So this is kind of that moment of truth. Our ATR low on NQ is still at like 21,927. Like we can still leg lower. So, but we're fishing a buyer right now. We're looking for a responsive buy. When we offer premium, does someone buy premium on this candle? No, they sold. We need to see them buy premium.
I hit my 4-hour target on M and Q just now.
How dare you?
I think
Awesome.
my stop was really wide. So
Apparently not, because you hit a target.
I'm surprised.
So apparently your stop was perfect. Way to go. Yay.
So now I just
You know,
need to find buyers on MES and get a second one.
yeah, see if you can find that loser. That's the great thing. I kind of changed my mentality when I get to this point, you know what I mean? Which is once you've won that first one, it's like kind of like now, okay, I'm ready to stop trading for the day, but I need my loser in order to do that. You know what I mean? So now you're just looking for your loser. You know, and what's probably going to happen is you'll get another winner and you'll be like, oh, I guess I got to keep trading.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, that would be super cool. I don't think I've ever won 2 trades in one day.
It's going to happen. Stay with it. Just keep looking for that. That's, you know, keep looking for that initiative signal. We're fishing for that buyer. We're still waiting. When do you see, you know, we kind of know we're in the right spot. It's a wide range. We're near S4. You know, I mean, we're definitely in the spot where if we're going to bounce, we should bounce, right? So, but have we found that buyer yet that who's willing to bounce it for us? And unfortunately, we still quite haven't fished them out.
I feel like the order book on MES is still tiered a little bit lower potentially. So we'll see.
I mean, it's selling right now. I mean, there's some red dots. And I agree. Look, they just brought in more orders at 60.90, and they're bringing in more at 60.80. So they are certainly hearing. I mean, where's our ATR low? What did I say? Potential target 60.96 this morning. Come on. I quit.
Let's go look at the AMD right now.
Yeah, look where your ATR low is. Oh my God. You ridiculous piece of machinery. All right, let's see right here. If they're gonna find a buyer, this is right. This is a really nice spot. This is right around. See where 1, 2, 3 days we have these wicks here, 60.98. This is why I like this for an area because I would consider this to be old premium. Remember, that's what I kind of talked to y'all a little bit about. Instead viewing it as old premium, right? Versus you know, old premium becomes new discount, right? So if we're gonna find our buyer, you know, we're gonna probably have to come back to the old the new discount, which is old premium. Sure enough, doink. Here we are. Wow. Here comes some volume.
Hey, what up, Thor?
What up, buddy?
Quick question. Do you think I could use Bookmap for Qs and Spy while trading ES and NQ or MNQ? Or does that not make sense?
You certainly can. I would say it's less desirable. Because they are different. So like there are times when the SPY and the Qs are ripping to the top side, but because like expiration's approaching, the futures won't rally as well. So it looks really, really strong on the SPY, but you're like, why aren't the futures performing right now? So you know, ideally, if you could observe that order book, I would. But if you don't have access to that particular order book, like if you're using DOS and you want to say, hey, can I use DOS as L2 and then trade futures using probably, you know what I mean? As long as you're lean, just make sure to stay really leaned into the VPA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, because that's really what's more important anyway. Like you really don't technically even need Bookmap, right? Like my system works completely without these things. right? If you watch the correct level and you watch for the correct volume at the correct level, that the volume's being created by orders off the book, right? You know what I mean? So it's not really so complicated if you think about it that way. But the order book just gives us a little extra context. You know, we can actually see what's creating it. It's almost like a depth finder when you're fishing, right? You can drop your line and you can just feel the fish hitting and find where the fish are. That's the way we've been doing it for thousands of years, right? Or you can take your little depth finder and shoot some lidar, whatever the hell they're doing now, down in there and say, hey, look, there's a squid. You know what I mean? They both, both methodologies are going to work. Oh boy, there goes AMD. Now I'm watching AMD that I may or may not have reshorted one more time on the retest to R3 again.
I thought inside my target is 113.63.
Oh, I'm further away than you. So blessings to you. I hope you get yours. And I hope if I get mine, I'll know you got yours. Mine's 113.32. Because I ran it all the way above the premium offering at like 10 or whatever. And my entry was a little late, more around like 114.90. I wish I had hit it closer to it. It would have been great.
I thought mine was like around 115.40.
Oh, way better than mine. Good.
Have you guys already reminisced about the Super Bowl? That already happened.
What about the Super Bowl?
Have you guys already reminisced about it?
Not a whole lot. It's fun though. I'm enjoying the memes from the halftime show more than anything else.
I thought the halftime show was pretty whack. I'm not gonna.
So I think I hate to say this. All right, I don't hate to say it. I don't hate to say anything. I think there was a bit of a cultural issue that happened there.
Yeah.
I don't think I understood the halftime show.
Yeah.
Like I was listening
think
to it. I wasn't really familiar with the artist.
Yeah.
Right, but when I've watched it on like TikTok and I've watched people's reactions to it, when it's people within that element, like everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Like they know exactly what's going on. I feel like if I had the context and I had known the story about the guy he was calling out on the one and I understood all of the different stuff and and a lot of those dances they're doing are very like it was just very like I hate to just say I'm a redneck from the backwoods and I didn't get it, but that's the problem. I'm a redneck from the backwoods and I just didn't get it.
I mean, the show was made for it was kind of for the TikTok audience. Like if you watched like on TV when they would zoom in on the audience, no one was like vibing out at all to whatever was going on. So
there's a guy who put out it was a video of what it sounded like on like the ground level. And like everyone's out there dancing it, like and you can see like Serena in the background like dancing, but out on the ground type, all you hear is like like there's like no volume.